Hi, how you guys doing? It's Luis Pulido. I'm here to talk about my SDAIE strategy, which is stand up, hand up, pair up. It's a really fun activity. All students get to engage with a variety of different students. It serves as a good classroom building activity. You can do this at the beginning of the year to give students the opportunity to get to know each other, meet different students within the classroom, or you can do this to review for a test. That's something I like to do, something I've done in the past, and I'll show you guys how to do that actually in a bit. Why is it effective for ELL students? Well, it's not only effective for ELL students, but also for special education students, and even general education students really like this activity too. But ELL students get to learn from modeling from those general education students who are really good at speaking English. Um, Also, they get to use their comprehension skills, reading skills, writing skills, and speaking skills too. So that's really, really good. Before we actually get into the strategy, there's a few things that I like to do that leads up to the strategy. So the first thing we do that I like to do when we're doing a history review for a chapter test is I do Cornell notes with the students. Usually it would take about a day, one day's lesson, depending on how many questions I have, maybe like 10 or 15. For example, I put here one for example for you guys. I have the 5 W's, and on this side actually is where I give the students the answer, the notes we're gonna have for the test. So for example, I put GW, abbreviation for George Washington, was the first president. Over here on this side, of course, it would be blank, and that's where ELL students and all the other students in the classroom get to use their critical thinking skills and use their 5 W's: who, what, when, where, why, and they come up with questions based on this answer I give them. For example, who was the first president? Okay, once they do that, and once we do about 15 of these or 10 of these, how many ever it takes you to review for a chapter test, then we do the sentence frames. This is where we get into the SDAIE strategy, stand up, hand up, pair up. What I do is I like to put up a sentence frame on the board for all students to see. Obviously, they're going to copy this, but they won't copy that until they go back to their seats. So what they do is have all students in the classroom stand up. I tell them to stand up. Everybody stands up. I tell them to put their hand up. Everybody puts their hand up, and they pair up. Before they pair up, they have to have a smile on their face. They roam the classroom, and once they find a partner, they give them a high five. Once they give a high five, they turn to the board, shoulder to shoulder, and I give out a characterization to see who goes first. I tell them, okay, the person with the longest hair gets to go first, or the person with the most colors in your shoes gets to go first. Once they decide who gets to go first, they start reading the sentence frame without the answer. That's more effective for ELL students without the answer. So they say, blank blank was the first president. Once they read the question or the sentence frame, they try to come up with the answer. They try to tell their partner, okay, I think the answer is this. Then I have them switch off. I give them about 20-25 seconds to do this. I say, okay, it's time for your next partner to read the question. Then they do the same thing. Blank blank was the first president. Okay, once they do that, he comes up with the answer too, and they come up with the answer together. This is where the peer-to-peer conversations get to occur. This is where they learn to learn from other students. How are English speakers pronouncing their words? How are they thinking? They get to learn from modeling. So that's what I really like about this strategy. Once they go back to their seats, before they go back, I tell them, thank you. Tell your partner, thank you for sharing. They shake each other's hand. They say, thank you for sharing. That's where they learn to use the handshake. And they go back to their seats. I call on them. They give me their answers. And we do this again as many times as we need to do it to review for the test. So that's a brief overview of my SDAIE strategy. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.